Most disturbing problems in our world today is human trafficking, and particularly the trafficking of children.
Almost upsetting issues in our present reality is illegal exploitation, and especially the dealing of kids. Now the most important phase in killing this wrongdoing is mindfulness. And the dramatization keeps on unfurling. As of now, fans appear to be awakening to a completely new adventure of Hollywood. Uncover, however, this time it appears to be a tiny bit seriously fascinating, given it's occurring among Denzel and Mel versus the Hollywood elites that is here's beginning and end. You really want to realize Denzel Washington and Mel Gibson have as of late collaborated to uncover stowed-away region of media outlets, procuring extensive considerations simultaneously. So what an obligation all of you must be to come clean to be first, as well as to come clean in a new meeting. Denzel Washington examined the progressions that have occurred in Hollywood, revealing insight into the business shift from the immaculate picture it frequently depicts. He contrasted Hollywood with a complicated riddle with stowed-away pieces, which has obviously ignited warmed banter. In the meantime, the discussion that started with Denzel Washington has now gotten energy with Mel Gibson's cooperation, where these two strong entertainers are collaborating to explore the inward functions of media outlets. According to their new cases, they want to make quick work of things and check the reality of the charges, which incorporate a few entertainers considered to as kid exploiters, while others are engaged with Illuminati. And keeping in mind that all that is occurring, we should not fail to remember the holding story of a previous country security specialist's battle against the dreary universe of illegal exploitation. Sound of Opportunity, which has unobtrusively turned into a peculiarity. The film has made an unbelievable $166 million since its debut on July 4th, and on the few days of July 21st to 23rd, it even surpassed the profoundly expected Mission Unimaginable Dead Retribution section, one climbing to third place in the cinematic world. And surprisingly, however, the way that Hollywood will in general be fixated on blockbusters, like Barbie and Oppenheimer. Sound of Opportunity has figured out how to shock crowds and pundits. The same for those of you pondering this film gives a feature to Jim Caviezel, whose novel and genuine acting got him to fame. The mid-2000s, Caviezel's exhibitions from Holy Messenger Eyes to The Count of Monte Cristo and Recurrence were generally welcomed. Even his cutting-edge job as Jesus Christ in Mel Gibson's 2004 film, The Enthusiasm of the Christ, pushed him to superstardom. However, the business outcome of The Enthusiasm of the Christ didn't keep it from being met with analysis. The film's realistic nature and its treatment of a few strict issues provoked a scope of reactions, where after the film's prosperity, Jim Caviezel was engaged with a contention that took steps to wreck his profession in Hollywood due to his solid Catholic convictions. So far as that is concerned, the similitudes to his flow project Sound of Opportunity are striking. The film's prosperity has brought it far and wide commendation, as well as warmed banter. You see, Hollywood elites are attempting to prevent its advancement, yet the astounding place of Denzel Washington, with the reason, has tossed things into confusion. He is standing firm against Hollywood's endeavors to crush Sound of Opportunity. He is scrutinizing oneself, broadcasted tip-top, who advances such standards while carrying on with sumptuous ways of life, and the crooked push of character governmental issues during grand occasions. So despite the fact that the production of Sound of Opportunity was tormented by mishaps, it at last areas of strength forgot from industry heavyweights like Mel Gibson and Jim Carrey. And we should be clear, boldness isn't and won't ever be a superpower. It is the sign of an antagonist capturing kids. Isn't what extraordinary countries do they have upheld the film story, as well as have encouraged individuals to go see it. Investigate comfortable Sound of Opportunity. Additionally, relatively few individuals are familiar this, yet storyboarding for this film started in 2015 and creation didn't start until 2018. Pushing ahead, when Disney purchased outright responsibility for project normally changed hands. So is everything a concealment of something hazier on the off chance that you don't peruse the paper you're clueless, assuming you really do peruse it you're misguided at this point hypothesis, developed after Disney chose to hold the image, with some guaranteeing that Disney had worked with evil elitists on the undertaking. In the meantime, Denzel Washington likewise returns as the secretive Robert McCall in The Balancer 3: A Bandit, who battles for the privileges of the frail and feeble McCall's diligent quest for honorableness, and his battle against primary treachery are investigated in the story. There is additionally a commitment of new obligation to the reason for correspondence in this third portion as recommended by the film's title, which is a subject fundamental to Sound of Opportunity. Furthermore, across the path Sound of Opportunity, an emotional story, in view of genuine occasions, focuses on the horrendous peculiarity of illegal exploitation, where Mel Gibson's unfaltering sponsorship assists the film with pointing out an intense issue, particularly the dealing of diggers. Of course, it appears as though Denzel Washington's unbelievable persona and the significance of Sound of Opportunity are an ideal counterpart for each other. The two endeavors shed light on the ceaseless battle against unfairness and the devotion of the people who feel a sense of urgency to uncover the world's constant dimness. We live in America, and in America, we have the opportunity to put ourselves out there. We shouldn't underestimate that. Delivering in September, The Balancer 3 inches vows to convey a strong anecdote about defeating difficulty and making a move similar as Mel Gibson's Sound of Opportunity. You see the significance of decency and uniformity is featured all through the two movies, which is a striking comparability. Sound of Opportunity endeavors to teach society on the wrongdoings of illegal exploitation, empowering aggregate activity and sympathy, very much like Denzel Washington's McCall attempts to do in the motion pictures. Yet in spite of their appearing disparity, the two stories are as yet associated by their emphasis on safeguarding the feeble and battling oppressors. Then again, Mel Gibson specifically is advancing the film on as numerous virtual entertainment. The Count's enthusiastic video has provoked others to see the film featuring the difficult issue of kid dealing overall, particularly apparent in Hollywood illegal exploitation. Particularly the dealing of kids is one of the most ridiculously upsetting issues in our present reality, as put out by Gibson. As per him, now schooling is the most vital move towards killing this crime. Not to fail to remember Mel Gibson's energy went on after the arrival of the film, as he started an aggressive new task. As per late reports, he is as of now working on a 4-section narrative series that will investigate the mind-boggling climate of kid sex dealing with around the world, incorporating countries like Ukraine with famous figures via web-based entertainment. For example, Matt Wallace concurring that reality should be uncovered in the meantime. Activity Underground Railroad maker Tim Ballard has dropped hints that Gibson would show up in the impending narrative series. Right now, Washington and Gibson's association not just represents a danger to the laid-out request in Hollywood, yet in addition asks a more broad assessment of what we allude to as the diversion business. The collaboration they are showing is additionally demonstrative of how amusement can work as something other than an interruption from the truth. Gibson's and Denzel's unified endeavors to reveal insight into Hollywood's dim underside are an astonishing illustration of the groundbreaking force of craftsmanship, filling in as a convenient update that past the supposed sparkle and glitz of Hollywood, there are stories to be advised, insights to be uncovered, and that a conflict is close to the corner. Can Mel and Denzel make quick work of things, or will they be quieted like so many other people who have tested Hollywood's power representatives? Drop your considerations in the remarks underneath. To get more updates, essentially hit the chime symbol.